Ffxiv played Wolf Mage Bark for 100 channel points.
I just realized I was muted. Thank you for telling me. Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me. Okay, let's go ahead and, events. Let's go back and read what everyone said. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Anyway, you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere, proclaiming herself queen is suspicious. We'll have to establish what we... having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about speed as well. A most unusual form, but the produce appear to be normal enough. Have you ever seen such strange contraptions? I wonder what this one's used for. It's a relief to see people here are well, at least. Those brick buildings, I've seen their like before, but I can't remember where. The innovations of Alexandria are nothing short of extraordinary. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tyrell. They're completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Tyrelli have their own methods for farming which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material used for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Sorry about the muting. Also, welcome to the stream, Atchi and Awesomer. How you guys doing? Oops, bit of a lag spike. Whoa. What's going on? Lag. I'm good. I just woke up, so I decided to stream. If the lag would stop. Come on, lag. Yeah, Final Fantasy is having a lag spike. It's fascinating how they've combined Tuliolo bricklaying with electrope, based and endearing. A curious blending of two cultures. I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious yet. This is a Tonawatan village, or at least it was before the dome and these strange contraptions. It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In difference to this ceaseless gloom, in defiance of this ceaseless gloom, almost. It's a relief to see people here as are well. Hopefully, the same can be said for everyone in Yassolani. Yeah, same.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen Ffxiv? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as Queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can. Even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Papone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Ffxiv?
Ffxiv? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yassolani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Papone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
"30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Meaning this place is another reflection. You don't suppose time is still passing faster in here?
I was able to make contact with Y'shtola not long ago via Linkpearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Ffxiv, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Yeet. You know what? We're gonna play a little bit of a game on stream avatars. First, we're gonna drop a bunch of stars, then I'm gonna bombard you with bombs and see who gets the stars. Okay. There you go. Now you guys have some extra points. Touring farmlands with the queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Let's find the others and see if we can learn anything. There's the mender. I don't see any of the party. Nope, they're not here. Okay. Guess they've all wandered off. Well, we might as well attune to the Aether. Excuse me. Look, Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciates that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Though mutual respect and understanding and patience, through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there is much you wish to learn as well. Please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. A day in the life. Ffxiv is eager to show you around. Rather than bore you with lengthy...
A test of your reflexes!
Ox 360 played Ffxiv a test of your reflexes for 100 channel points.
You redeemed a change of persona. Changing to Kibble. Yep, Kibble. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yuppie Hollow. Yuppie Hollow it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yuppie Hollow. Here we are. I'm sure you'll learn a great deal from the workers here. What do you suppose they keep inside these buildings? Allow me to introduce you to Mahawasa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed us to what has allowed this place to flourish. Ffxiv, to what do I owe the sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, so I invited them to see how our crops are growing. I do hope that's alright. So the rumors of visitors from the outsider were true. What manner of host would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intends to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahiwasa. Mahuasa. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead, I'll keep Speen company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wickelmont's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill of and spoken with the other farmhands. By the way, if you guys want to know who does most of my talkie icons, I will link them in. I will shout them out right now. If you ever want to get some art done. Go check them out. They're a good artist and do stream sometime. They're saying that you and yours are visiting from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is, which means you're connected to the outside world again. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at Yeape Hollow, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat and poultry and eggs. Tending to animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad to say when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Nick. An unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site, then? Well, this here is the storehouse, or rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, which much more spacious and equipped with temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a valuable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complained about how Alexandrian technology and electrope complicated our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm personally overseeing the storage and harvest of crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Giant sprinkler. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source, you wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took me some time until I finally understood how best to carry out my duties. I also managed to manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start malfunctioning, it's up to me to fix them. The land and the sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up to knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Whee! It's a shame Kona's not here to see all these bizarre contraptions. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers? Then let us return to Mahuasa. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Everything was surprisingly normal. Oh, that's comforting to hear. Your words serve to affirm my people do not work with undue strain. And what do you think of our little tour, Lamachi? What did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you that name and thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no worries, need for titles or formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. The machines could be used to overcome such an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling of is understandable. Indeed, still many find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens very often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creature were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. We can take care of it for you we can take care of it if you'd like. That is most generous of you to offer, but it is much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the yourself of Tulioa. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Wolf Mage is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well. I gratefully accept, but please take all care. Oh, thank you, Achi, for dealing with that. Oh, I missed a dialogue because I accidentally clicked. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Yeah. Thank you, Achi, for dealing with the bot. we go. That's one enemy down. That's 2 enemies down. Whoa, you really are strong. Oh, you're both alright. Thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with those fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guest. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this, we won't have to ask Zeralja's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Fiend. That's enough, Mahawasa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later, but to speak of the king now. No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Always. Anyways, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folks here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem a good sort, Ffxiv, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unacceptable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? And we got a tart turali tart. Zeralja, you bastard. On the cloud. Ffxiv would take you back to the outskirts. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Drink? Okay. Sippy. Make sure you guys get some drink as well. There's so much of Alexandria I would love to show you. Do you hear that?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Ffxiv has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Ffxiv's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Ffxiv, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud. Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Strange things are happening. This is very unsettling. We'll see how it is with other people. As far as I can tell, Papione genuinely had no recollection of Namiko. I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. What's going on? How could Papione suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could something have happened could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? there's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetherite. Working resident. An old woman named Namika. I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. Caregiving resident. Do I recall caring for someone until recently? And you say that... I do recall caring for someone until recently, and you say that it was a woman named Namika. While I can't say for certain if it was her, I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken to the cloud, up to the cloud. This is very strange. Preoccupied resident. What's that? Do I know Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she spent time here, I would remember. This tree is making sparky noises and I don't like it. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of aether corresponding to the act, too. I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepione seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continue making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't rely on readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Ffxiv instead. Ffxiv said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Yes, impossible. Another kind of mechanical soldier. It looks dangerous. We'd better destroy it. Ah! Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Anvil, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing, I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try tracking it down. Up there's Arenville and Kyle. There's Alize Graha. Might as well ask them questions. Big fat tacos, a big fat tacos, a big fat tacos, a beef. It's faster than it looks. I did not see it. No sign of it over here. Nothing but birds over here. That voice. Could it be? You found it? To the northeast, then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. An old coal mine. It appears to have long been abandoned, like so many other places. I think it's safe to assume it went into the mine. The stone in those crates, could it be turquoise? So it went in here. I heard faint voices coming from inside. It's not alone. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap, but be ready for a fight, everyone. There's an aether current. It would appear no one has worked these tunnels in quite some time. I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all. A device made with electrodes. It seems to be the only one here. This tunnel just keeps going. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard.
What is this?
Aaronville!
A trap?
It really is you! Huh?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Elderspirit!
My darling what now?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun. What are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Are you alright?
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Jaja's kin. I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ffxiv was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you knew my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Ffxiv.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in, come in! Friends of my Ffxiv are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
At this point, I doubt anything could surprise me. Ervel's mother is a floating machine. Right, that makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. The Elecon had machines that could be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Ffxiv is safe. Let's talk to the others. Hello. No one back here. Always too much excitement for her. With her. Sorry for drawing our weapons on you. If it's any consolation, this is all rather confusing for us as well. Come, make yourselves comfortable. Anyone else here? Nope. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few other people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. Oh, there's someone over here. Someone I can't talk to. Gone and forgotten. Erenville is conflicted by this long faded reunion. Let's hear what she has to say. Let's sigh. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Baldusium, it's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, it's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. We're members of a resistance organization, Oblivion. We call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zeralda's ambitions for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Though, truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zoraljah. But we failed to do that, and now he's taken his army outside the dome. None of you were those strange devices on your head. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electro-technology, and that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. First is, as the name would suggest, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? I do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as an accident. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of souls is based on one's work evaluation, to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Souls as a common resource and payment for services rendered. The void sent practice of consuming others for their aether comes to mind, and similarly I expect that the act comes with some risk. Does it dilute your sense of self? Would the consciousness of others corrupt your own? That is prevented through memory management, a process which regulators also play a role in. Memory management, then the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence. The regulars are constantly recording the memories of their wearers. If they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in the soul cell production. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. And this is why the people are happy here. On the surface, it's similar to the Yokui philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandra, the system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used Electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could so that the nation could endure. I understand that the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe the Tyrolia would also have accepted this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they wished. Ffxiv didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. So you've already met. She is the one who suggested we come to the Thunderyard in the first place. She also said she wants us to help stop Zoralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of death, true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me and you'll find out. I think with that, we're gonna end the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. I hope you guys stop by again. Till next time, I've been Mage 1011. I'll see you guys then. Bye!